football appreciation YouTube channel. Now, today I'm going to be doing a tier list based on the Premier League goalkeepers from this season. Now, let me make this clear, it's just on this season, nothing else. So, you know, if there's been an elite goalkeeper over the years who's had a bit of a down year, I will just put them lower. So I've put the categories as team of the season nominee. So, you know, one of the best like 2 or 3 goalkeepers this season. Someone who's had a solid season, you know, they've been good. Someone that's just been, you know, a bit decent, okay, kind of middle range, below average, and then someone who's just been terrible, probably should be in the championship next season. So I'm going to be judging this on 4 categories. So save percentage, which is a pretty, it's a decent statistic to show if they're saving shots they should be saving. And then I've got post-shot expected goals. So this will tell you if a goalkeeper is saving above their means or below their means. Then I've got crossings. I feel like crossing is kind of an underrated stat. So it's basically the amount of balls they win when a ball comes into the box. So basically how commanding they are of their 18-yard box. And then pass percentage. Because I feel like that is important in goalkeeper. Not really important. This will kind of be, I won't really consider this too highly. And I'm only going to be doing club's number 1 goalkeepers. So let's start with, who should we start with? Let's start with Burt Leno, Arsenal's goalkeeper. So if you look at his save percentage, Burt Leno, he's 14th with, you know, 68%, which is it's quite low when you consider he's playing for Arsenal. But you know, he is saving above his means based on post-shot expected goals. So he's kind of just a mid-range goalkeeper. He's not great from crosses, and with the ball, he's one of the worst in the league in terms of completed passes. So based on this season, I think I'm gonna have to put Burt Leno in below average. And he's been sent off. I remember he got sent off for a handball against Wolves, and he's just done some weird things this season. So I'm going to have to put Burt Leno in below average based on purely this season. Okay, let's go Kasper Schmeichel. I think Kasper Schmeichel has been a really good goalkeeper over the years. You know, if you look at his save percentage, it's quite low down this season. It's at 67. It's below Burt Leno, which, you know, is it's interesting to say the least. He's still positive in terms of, you know, his post-shot expected goals. You know what, they're worse than I thought he'd be. His crossing stats aren't great, and on the ball he's an above-average goalkeeper. But technically, he's been worse than Leno this season if you look at the numbers. So, I mean, I'll probably move some of these around later. But right now, I think he's had a below-average season. I think I might move Leno up, but I'm going to keep them there for now. Let's go with Rui Patricio. You know, Rui Patricio's won a lot in his career. You know, he's been a pretty solid goalkeeper for Wolves over the years. But again, he's got quite a low. I've kind of picked 3 players who are right next to each other, haven't I? 67% save percentage isn't great, and he's negative on his post-shot expected goals per 90, which that's never a good sign for a goalkeeper, especially an older goalkeeper. From crosses, he's not aerially dominant in his box, and he's quite good on the ball, Rui Patricio, but he's had a poor season. He has had a really poor season for his level, and you know, I class Rui Patricio as a top goalkeeper, so I can't just put everyone in below average. I'm going to have to put him in below average based on this season. I am. God, this is really negative. All right, let me go with someone that's had a good season. Let's go with Edison. I think Edison did actually get in the official team this season. His save percentage is amazing. His post-shot expected goals, it's okay, he's just positive, which is probably because Man City don't concede really high quality chances. For crosses, he's okay, and he's brilliant on the ball. We all know that. He's second on the ball. I think Edison's had a good season. Could be better, but I think generally he's had a good season. But he is helped by the side he's in, right? So I'm gonna. Where do I want to put Edison? I'm gonna put him in solid. Although I might move him up to team of the season nominee. We'll see. Let's go with, I don't even need to look at stats. Alex Mccarthy, let's put him, get in the bin. In terms of save percentage, he's bottom. In terms of post-shot expected goals, bottom. Crosses, he's actually okay on crosses. He's 4th. That's interesting. But on passing, 20th. He's basically the worst goalkeeper at everything bar crossing. So let's just put him bottom. Let's go with Aaron Ramsdale. He's kind of had hard season, hasn't he, trying to replace Dean Henderson. 12th for save percentage. He's above Leno, Kasper Schmeichel and Rui Patricio, which surprises me, actually. His post-shot expected goals, he's just positive. which is okay, I guess, considering he's quite a young goalkeeper, isn't he? He's good for crosses, and on the ball, yeah, he's not great. I think this has been a struggle this season for Aaron Ramsdale, and do I put him on get in the bin? I might move him. I'm going to keep him there for now, but I'm going to put him above Alex McCarthy, just for now. I think, yeah, I'll leave that for now. Let's go over Ivan Meslier, the French goalkeeper. Now this has been a breakthrough season for Meslier in terms of save percentages right up there, and post shot XG supports that. He's actually, where is Ario? 7th Meslier, positive by 1.4. That's solid for crosses. Really that's something you don't see very often. Stopping crosses for a young goalkeeper. That's a really impressive statistic. And on the ball, he's amazing. He's been a brilliant goalkeeper, Ivan Meslier, for someone so young. I'm going to put him in solid above Edison. Actually, no, I'll just put... yeah, actually, I'm going to leave him there. I might move him up. Actually, no, I'm going to put him in team of the season nominee for now. I might move him down, though. Let's go with Edouard Mendy. I think Edouard Mendy was a goalkeeper when they signed him. I kind of thought it was such a boring signing. His save percentage is 71%. That's really solid. His post shot, he's just above it for post shot expected goals, but you could argue that's because Chelsea have a good defence and they don't really concede high quality chances. He's not aerially commanding of his box, but he's really good on the ball. I think people are overrating Mendy a little bit in the last few weeks, but generally I think he's had a really decent first season. I think he will kick on, so I'm going to put him there. Although he could be in solid, I'm going to keep him there for now though. Let's go Hugo Luis. Hugo Luis is one of those goalkeepers people underrate for me. His save percentage is the 4th best in the league. His post shot supports that as the 5th best in the league. For crosses, he's not incredible. He's 19th, which shows he's quite a reserved goalkeeper. But on the ball, he's okay as well. I think it's been a pretty solid season for Hugo Luis. I don't think he's been as good as Edison, but just below. I'm thinking I'm going to move Edouard Mendy up to solid as well for now, I think, actually. Or I might move him. I'll leave him there for now. I think about it. Let's go with Areola. Obviously, Fulham got relegated, so it's kind of hard to judge a goalkeeper in a relegated side, but his save percentage is good, albeit he does face a lot of shots. And he's top for post-shot XG, which shows how important he's been for Fulham. And he's a really commanding goalkeeper, and on the ball, he's not let down. He's not a great goalkeeper on the ball, but a lot of that's due to Fulham not being great, But I think a lot of the metrics support him being one of the best goalkeepers in the league this season. So I'm going to put him in team of the season nominee for now. I think I'm only going to have 3 in that top tier. Let's go with Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford's one of those goalkeepers that gets hated on a lot, but he's actually had an okay season. He's 9th for save percentage, 72%, above Edouard Mendy. And look, his post-shot XG is just above, but it's level with Edouard Mendy. And where is he for crosses? He's not even in the top. Oh, he's 10th for crosses, which for someone that's quite small shows he's actually quite a commanding goalkeeper. And on the ball, he's 8th. So he had a really bad start to the season, but he actually had a decent season in the end. You can't argue it. Like the stats show, he's been good, and I think a lot of it that's been because of their second half of the season. But he's had a good season. You can't back it. Let's go Geiser from Palace. I think it's been, his save percentage is 2nd worst in the league. Post shot puts him quite low and negative. He had a really good season last season, Geiser, but this season it's not been great. He's not great on the ball. He's not a commanding goalkeeper. I don't want to put him getting the bin because he was really good last season, but for his standards for experienced goalkeeper, I'm going to go below average. By the way, Robert Sanchez, who's Brighton's #1 goalkeeper, isn't in this tier list, so I'm just going to use Jason Steele to represent Robert Sanchez. But he's been a breakthrough. He's got the 6th best save percentage in the league, and he's above that in terms of his post shot. It shows he's overperforming. And obviously he's in a limited number of minutes, and he's not great aerially, and he's not great on the ball either. But I think I'm going to put him down a bit because he hasn't played much football, Robert Sanchez. But he's had a really good start, and I think next season he could be up here. But I'm going to leave him at the top of decent for now, Robert Sanchez. Let's go with Alisson. It's been kind of a down season for Alisson. He's got 73% save percentage, which is decent, although his post shot shows that he is still having a good season. He's been the 4th best goalkeeper in the league for that statistic. So he's been decent in the air as well, which is something I don't consider him for really, and he's great on the ball. he's just a really solid goalkeeper, Allison. Like, even though he's been down this year, he still had a great season. Like, you can't knock the guy. Fabian Ski for West Ham. I feel like Fabian Ski's had a bit of a down year. He's had a few injuries and he's getting on now. He's probably someone that West Ham needs to replace in the long term. But 68% save percentage is okay. He's 8th for post shot, which is, it's okay. Not great for crosses, and he's never been incredible on the ball, but 9th best. I think it's been a solid season, but I think long term West Ham probably need to replace him. But I'm going to put him in decent for now. Caldola is a weird one. He's kind of been in and out with Dubravka, but his save percentage isn't great. He's 19th for post shot. He kind of had a really good start to the season, but his phase is off. He's good aerially though, which is important when you're Newcastle's goalkeeper. But he's not great on feet either. He had a good start to the season, but he's dropped off, and I'm going to put him in the bottom of below average. So we've got 4 left. Let's go with Nick Pope. I think Nick Pope's had an amazing season. He's got the 2nd best save percentage in the league. His post shot's a bit lower, but that's fine. He's amazing at crossing, which a lot of that's because Burnley faced a lot of crosses into the box, but it's still a strength of his. And look, he's not great on the ball. He's got the 13th best, but that's not what he's in a team to do. If he was in a passing out the back team, that stat would be higher. So I'm going to put him in top of solid, Nick Pope. I think, I'll leave him there for now. Let's go David De Gea. Look, David De Gea looks like he'll leave Man United at the end of the season, and you can't really argue with why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer potentially wants to move him out. He's got the 3rd lowest save percentage of the top 20, with 66%. His post shot isn't incredible either. He's got a negative save percentage in terms of post shot XG. He's not a commanding goalkeeper aerially. He's the bottom of that. And on the ball, he's decent, but he's had a really bad season based on all the statistics. And Dean Henderson's kind of taken his spot, so I'm going to put him above Geiser, but in below average. For a goalkeeper on his wages, he should be doing better. Let's go with Sam Johnston. It's been a good season for Sam Johnston. Good save percentage, 70%. That's a really healthy number. His post shot's positive. He's decent from crosses, not incredible, but decent. And on the ball, he's not great, but he plays for West Brom. So I think he's just had a decent season for a relegated club. And then finally, Emmy Martinez. I'm already going to put him there. I think he's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season. I think the stats support that. He's got the best save percentage. He's 3rd for post-shot XG. He's not great in terms of claiming crosses. That's something he should probably work on. And on the ball, he's kind of a bit lower down. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to move Nick Pope up, and I'm going to put Meslier as my top. I think he supports the number. I think the numbers support Ivan Meslier being the best goalkeeper. I didn't think I was going to do that going into it. But yeah, that's my tier list. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, that's my goalkeeper tier list. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of them. I'm sure I'm going to get some stick for putting David De Gea so low and Edouard Mendy low. But I think I'm pretty happy with that, and I think the stats support it. Comment below, subscribe. There'll be more of these coming out for the other positions. Peace.